Why do Americans have a Bill of Rights, and where was this idea of personal liberties first formed? Hi everyone, Ken here. Today we are heading out to Virginia to uncover Gunston Hall. Hit that subscribe button and let's explore this house. Born in 1725, George Mason grew up in the rolling landscapes of Fairfax County, Virginia. Tragedy struck early. His father drowned in a boating accident on the Potomac River when Mason was just 9 years old. Under his mother's guidance, he grew into the role he was born into, managing family estates and later overseeing the land he would transform into his legacy. In 1750, he married Anne Alebeck and set about building Gunston Hall, the grand Georgian-style plantation that would become his family's homestead. This estate embodied the life of a Virginia squire. Here, Mason managed land, slaves, and tenants and found a measure of solitude in his gardens and the sprawling acres beyond. Usually we go into the history first, but in this case, the house came before his story, so we'll circle back around later after the house tour. In the meantime, let's head towards the front door and begin making our way inside. As we arrive at the stoop, we stop to admire the intricate detailing and mathematical composition of the portico, and even though the house appears almost simple from the outside, we'll soon find that big things come in small packages. Swinging open the front door, we step into the stair hall, immediately in awe of the expertly carved woodwork all around us. Most eye-catching perhaps is the pendant dangling from the center of the room, separating the entrance hall from the stair hall. Before the age of mass production, each and every detail we see had to be hand-carved, with delicate flower petals and vines gently freeing themselves from the woodwork. Taking a step back, we can appreciate how all these tiny details paint a bigger picture. And just at the stair landing, where guests would have been unlikely to venture, we find a grand arcade. As we head back down to the first floor and begin exploring each room, we'll find that this is a trend that plays out, unexpected grandeur with no two rooms being alike. Just to the right of the front door, we find the dining room staged for this early American period. As we begin taking it all in, we find that this room is more elaborate than the entrance, which was certainly unexpected from the outside. Of all the details I could call your attention to, I want to direct you to the window surrounds with built-in louvres and bench seating all encased by elaborate surrounds. The dining room feeds us into the aptly named Palladian room, dressed in exquisite architectural elements. Zooming in on the fireplace, we find caryatids supporting the marble mantelpiece, and to either side, niches round into the walls and are framed by broken pediments. Then, turning to the side, we find the windows framed by even more elaborate surrounds, boasting heavy geometric relief work in both horizontal and vertical bands. And hiding in the dentil crown, we find plaster flowers, no two being identical, and I remind you, everything we are seeing has been handmade. Once again, we can take a step back to truly admire how all of these small parts contribute to the elegant whole. Directly across the stair hall, we'll step into the little parlor, this time boasting unpainted millwork with smooth, clean lines, a break from what we have seen so far. In proper Palladian fashion, the little parlor, which serves as the library and study, is meant to be visually tame so as to prevent distraction while reading and writing. The fourth and final room on this floor is a chamber, or what we might refer to today as the bedroom. George Mason and his family enjoyed their unassuming luxury for quite some time, but as tensions simmered between the American colonies and Britain, Mason's quiet country life became increasingly entangled with revolutionary fervor. Though reluctant to enter the political fray, his intellect and commitment to justice pushed him to supporting the colonists' grievances. By the mid-1760s, Mason was drafting revolutions and leading efforts against oppressive British policies like the Stamp Act. His Fairfax Resolves, a local declaration of rights, set the stage for his future role as one of the nation's most formidable voices for liberty. In 1776, Mason authored the Virginia Declaration of Rights, a powerful document that inspired the language of the United States Bill of Rights. His words capture the essence of natural rights, declaring that all men are equally free and independent, with inherent rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. This declaration helped cement his reputation as a protector of individual freedoms and shape the ideological framework of the budding nation. Yet Mason's steadfast principles led him to a controversial position during the Constitutional Convention in 1787. Although he supported a stronger federal government, Mason grew wary of the Constitution as it took shape. He worried about the lack of a Bill of Rights and feared that the centralized powers would strip citizens of their freedoms. In an era when many were swept into the fervor of unity, Mason took a solitary stand, becoming one of only 3 delegates who refused to sign the document. He believed deeply in his convictions, even at the cost of alienation from figures like George Washington. His refusal marked him as a prophet of the rights to come. His protest led James Madison to propose the Bill of Rights, which was ratified in 1791, just a year before Mason's death. Though obscured in history, George Mason's insistence on safeguarding individual liberties ultimately shaped the very freedoms that Americans have been able to hold on to. As for his country manor, Gunston Hall, it remains standing and open to the public to this day and has been lovingly restored and maintained over the years. What did you think about Gunston Hall? Did you have a favorite room or architectural feature? Let me know down below in the comments section. I'd also like to say a special thank you to our members whose names you can see on screen right now. If you would like to see your name on the screen and support the channel, join the membership program today and gain access to exclusive content. As always, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time on This House.